Hi everyone. In our pose of the week this week, we are looking at a progression of the 90-90 series, which is not your old-fashioned, boring, ineffective clamshell, but a modern one. So if you haven't done the 90-90 series yet, I'd highly recommend that you do that. And then this is a fun, small progression that will remove a degree of freedom, which means it'll make it feel a little easier than 90-90, but it's going to work the glutes and the abs, the core, and the pelvic floor a little harder. All right, here we go. So we are going to be working on lining up, lining up our body with the back of the mat. And I'm a stickler about that, so don't just throw yourself down on the mat. I want you to line yourself up. Arm with the back of the mat, spine with the back of the mat, your pelvis, and then straighten out the legs. If you can't prop your head up, that's fine. Most people can't when they start. Just rest all the way down, okay? You want to make sure that in the beginning, yeah, you're going to want to roll over, so you may have to put your hand down, but use kind of a granddaddy long legs, like spider legs. Hold on the mat and not a gripping palm down if you need that. We're going to do one more thing that's super, super important. Otherwise, you can cheat your way through this whole movement series. That is to work on bringing a leg to err on the side of going backwards without arching the spine, rather than moving forward with the leg, because that will substitute muscles we don't want to work with this particular pattern, i.e. hip flexors, okay? So we're going to point on the way up. Sorry you can't see my feet here. I'll slide it just a little bit more so you can see that. So point on the way up, flex the foot on the way down, okay? You have to go up just a little bit further. We'll point on the way up, flex on the way down, and remember that err on the side of going backwards towards hip extension versus flexion. We're only going to do 5 or so of these, so point up, flex down, point up, flex down. For the next one, we'll do one more, point up, flex down. Before we go to the next one, I want to make one little point here. As you're going to the point up, grab some glute here. Make sure that you're actually using the glute and that you're not just firing the hip flexor. Also, when you flex the foot on the way down, I want you to feel a stretch to the back of the leg, okay? We're going to make the glute fire appropriately without doing the hip flexor. That's super important. Next, point up, bring the bottom leg to meet it, and come down. So inhale, point, bottom leg to meet it, exhale down. 3 more. Exhale down. Inhale, point, bottom leg to meet, exhale down. I like to lose count so that I have to do an extra one, so let's just keep going. Last one, inhale, bring it up, exhale, down. Now we're gonna zip up the legs, and this is where if you're needing that pelvic floor strength, you can lift the pelvic floor a little bit. Remind yourself the abs are in charge here, and so are the glutes. We're gonna point up and point down for 5. Inhale, exhale, 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 one more, exhale. The last one is going to be lifting and then scissoring, counting down from 10. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure you're breathing. Okay. All right. So, wonderful, wonderful. All right, that's your next step in working on down training that Snarky Psoas, because it can be very persistent. And if you've had a hip scope or a hip labral tear, it takes even more work to down train that Snarky Psoas so that you can up train everything in that posterior chain. And I say posterior chain, what I mean is the glutes and all the deep hip stabilizers. And in my work as a pelvic and orthopedic PT, I want to be able to bring online the glutes, the deep hip stabilizers, the pelvic floor, and the core. And technically the core includes the pelvic floor and the respiratory diaphragm and the vocal diaphragm. I want to bring all those things together so that they can work in harmony and in a synergy that allows you to get back to doing whatever it is you want to do in life. All right, until next time, see you later.